People need to feel your defenses. In life, mistakes happen, right? People cross your boundaries. People do things that don't make you happy. And people are sometimes very aware of those things. And they observe your reaction and make judgment out of you based on your reactions. Too many people have a weak emotional immune system. They have a weak emotional response to disrespect. They have a weak emotional response whenever somebody doesn't want them back. And it causes them to get out of character. And rather than be on the defensive, which is actually the highest form of warfare, they start getting on the offensive. And when I mean the defensive, I don't mean getting emotionally defensive, right? I mean that your fighting style, your dating style is more on the defensive, meaning you let people come to you. You let people make the first move. You develop a threatening presence so that it can deter people. So you don't go out of your way to over pursue someone. You let them come to you. And what that shows people, it shows that you have high value because you're not in so much need that you go out of your way to make some people like you, right? So remember, a weak emotional immune response is a reflection that you have low self-esteem. So the first thing you have to do is that a strong immune system comes with an outward manifestation of strength. So learn to develop a threatening presence before they attack. The way that people assess whether or not you have a strong emotional immune system is first through your nonverbal cues. Are you overly responsive, overly emotional in your face? Do you have a high-pitched voice when you're talking to people? Do you respond fast? Is your reaction to them too intense? Meaning like you like fucking like a creepazoid. You know what I'm saying? Intense nonverbal cues reflects a weak emotional system because you can't control your reactions. If you were actually in control of your reactions, you're actually going to be a little bit slower in response, in your movement. You're going to be more like a cat. When you have no emotion, when you have a weak emotional response, you can't control your emotions, so you become like a damn golden retriever. So when you develop this, and that means limiting your nonverbal cues in your face, right? Like I said, if you're smiling like this, you smile like this. If you respond like this, you respond like this. It's just slower. And that shows people that there's strength behind you, because you're able to be so under control. So that prevents people from testing you, so that you don't have to use your emotional immune system. But once they do attack you, that's when they can start making judgment out of you. And when they attack you and your response to it is really going to set the tone of this whole relationship, right? So they disrespect you, they offend you, they do things that cross your boundaries. And if you have a strong emotional response, a strong emotional immune system, you're gonna feel offended, and you're gonna feel a certain sense of disgust, and you're gonna almost get turned off by them, like a literal turn off. When you have a weak emotional response, you get turned on by their disrespect. And when I mean turned on, I mean you start to do things to get more of their validation. Where if you have a strong emotional response, you actually get turned off by it, and you start pulling away, and it's an actual feeling of, ugh, I don't like you. And what happens is that people sense that, and it increases their respect for you, and it tells them, okay, I want this person with me. This person is not easily gullible. This person thinks with their heads, right? So how do you do that? Well, the first thing is that you can't be dating. You got to have a plan, a long-term plan. When you have a long-term plan about what you want in your relationships, long-term, right, it'll give you clarity in your mind. The problem is that a lot of people don't know what they really want, so they change what they want based on the person. And people sense that, and it's almost like there's a weakness to your actions whenever you don't know what you want. You're easily swayed depending on how persuasive somebody is. And that makes it, and people sense that. But when you know exactly what you want, there's a firmness about you. And there's that firmness becomes a stronger reality. Like the strongest reality wins. That's that saying. That reality is the one who wants it more wins. So if you want this, what happens is that there's a part of you that just cannot compromise. It's like and they'll sense that as a strong immune response, and it makes them respect you, makes them be a little bit more intimidated by you. And what happens is that if love develops in this type of way, it'll create the type of love that actually is symbiotic between the two. And the next thing that happens is that when you have a larger purpose, when you know exactly what you want, you write it down, you write down what you're willing to accept, what you're not willing to accept. What will happen is that you learn to save your energy, your emotional energy. You don't fight every battle. You don't try to pursue every person. And if the person doesn't want you, you don't take that as a personal affront. You just realize you guys want different things, and you're able to leave quickly. Weak emotional responses get offended at the fact that some people don't want them back. And it creates chaos inside, and because they have no firmness about what they want, those emotions are easily swayed in multiple directions depending on who they're with. All right, if you guys enjoy these videos about stoicism, dating, relationships, self-help, moving up in life, I would recommend you guys check out some of my courses that I have for sale. These courses are courses for men and women. For example, Nice Girl, Nice Guy is a course about how to become more assertive. Natural Chemistry is a course for women that I have on how to develop strong relationships. Dark Game is a controversial course that I have for guys on how to attract women in their life and keep it. It's not as dark as it seems, but we do talk about some dark psychology in here. Psychological Game of Attraction is a course that we made for women who are single. And as you see, we have a course about how to develop charisma, Emotional Mastery, which is a course about how to develop a meditation practice and how to improve your emotional life, to become more resilient, to not let rejection hit you so hard, to be able to bounce back from failure. I have a course called Nice Guy, which is a course for guys who are single and guys who want to be able to develop more assertiveness training, right? Most of these courses come at $99. And there you could also purchase the bundle where you guys can purchase all of the courses in one go at a discounted rate, right? We have a bundle for women and a bundle for men. So click in the description down below to check them out. You could browse around and see the courses that you like. And if you don't like them, you guys can ask for a 30-day money-back guarantee, and I'll give you guys the money back, okay? And in fact, we actually have a new one for women right now we're developing. It's called The Feminine Woman. So if you're a woman watching, this course is specifically to help women become more feminine, to embrace their feminine while embracing their masculine energy. And I'm actually going to make a course for that, like that for men, which is called the Masculine Man, which is a course on how to develop masculinity and develop masculine energy, to attract women in your life, to attract business success in your life, to be able to be better socializing, to read people better. It's truly an all-around course. So if you guys want to check out those courses, click on the description down below where it says purchase the courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.